Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. Happy Friday, my friends. It's a privilege to be with you here this morning. And you guessed it. You guessed it, my friends. We have another amazing guest on with us this morning. Megan is she's works with children. She's a pediatric echo technician. And that sounds very, very fancy, very important. And she is now expanding her importance in her skill sets and her money making abilities into digital marketing. And she is a student and client here at Legendary Marketer, going through our training and applying it and getting amazing results. And just like all of the other over 810 people who have been on the show, regular people who I have not talked to before the show started, people who are not scripted or told what to say, they could get on here and say whatever the hell they want to, honestly. And quite frankly, as long as it was somewhat civil, I'd probably continue to let them have the microphone because I like, I like a good challenge. But so far, so good. We've had 800 and over 810 amazing clients who have come on to this show and shared their experience going through our education and then applying it to get a variety of different types of success. But it's all been quite an amazing journey to listen to all of these stories and to see this education and these business models manifesting in these people's lives, not through magic and not through, saying, there's a Lamborghini in my driveway, there's a Lamborghini, but actually applying the skills and actually going out there and taking action. And today, Megan's going to talk about her journey as well as her success that she's been having on Instagram. So with that being said, Megan, welcome to the show.
Hello, this is so fun.
Welcome.
Yes, I've always ever since I started this, I told myself that I was like, I'm gonna be on the Wake Up Legendary, like I know it. And so I should have started dreaming about the Lamborghini sooner though. I know. But
Uh,
yes, I'm happy that you guys had me.
Yes, we are so excited to have you, and I love what you wrote to us. I love what you're doing. Of course, we asked you to be on, but we gave you a questionnaire asking you a couple of different questions just to get you to know you and get all of your social media links, which we'll share throughout this interview. But before we get started, really diving into your social media links and what you're doing out there as far as applying these strategies and techniques that we teach inside of our education. Tell us how you found us. What were you looking for? Do you feel like you found what you were looking for in Legendary?
Um, so I kind of was I remember telling myself I love what I do for a job, so I would never stop scanning baby hearts and adult hearts, but I wanted something different. So I've already gotten all my registries and I just kept studying. So I'm the type of person that I need to keep, you know what I mean, keep going. I need something to focus my energy on. And I remember I was just I need a sign, give me something. I need something to show me. And that's when I came across, one of the affiliates and I was like, meh, you only live once. What is it gonna do? And so then I started, but I went full blown, all in. I was like,
Hmm.
if I'm gonna do this, I'm just gonna keep going. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what was it about? I mean, either what you heard from some content out there online or something that you experienced or heard as you were going through our challenge that sort of said, hey, this is something that I want to go all in with.
Probably for financial security and freedom, and for something that I think creating a business aspect of it sounded really nice because then that business can almost be it's like your baby, you try to put all that into it and it's growing. And I just wanted, I don't know, I wanted to be able to give back to my mom. I really want to start real estate because my husband does real estate. So I want to reinvest the money
Mm.
and just get a kickstart, like a head start, I guess, on life, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, and you're pretty young. I think you're
Mhm.
still in your mid-20s, right, or
Yep.
early 20s, and so it's been nice to see a lot of young people coming into our community lately, and having quite a few of you on the show. I'm an older dude now. I'm a middle-aged man, so I can't particularly say that I'm in that category anymore. But hey, here we are. I did start when I was 24. I did start this business when I was 24. And this business, I can tell you that starting at that age, now no matter when you start, but starting at that age did allow me to become financially free by the time I was in my 30s, even low 30s, even by the time I turned. Eric said, "You're not 40 yet." Eric keeping tabs on my age, damn it. Jake says, "You're still young, Dave. Wait until you're 50." Well, damn it, folks. I'm feeling old, though, damn it. You see this face? Look at all these grays. Um, so that's really, really great that you're starting now. And even those of you who are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever, it's amazing what can happen in just a few years. And so, have you ever tried anything like this before? Had you ever done any? Do you have any digital marketing experience whatsoever?
I mean, well, I started with Amazon because I originally on Instagram, and you're scrolling, and then you start seeing all these girls in their 20s, and they're like, "Buy this from Amazon," and I got this hair tool, and so it's all the affiliate marketing. And so I was like, "Well, let me do a Pinterest and let me get in with Amazon affiliates." So I did that. I did all right, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And so now, like with the skills and everything with you guys, it's been so much easier. So I dabbled.
Good, good. Has it been helpful? I mean, I can see that you went all in with your education here. I mean, you went through our challenge or bought our blueprints. I mean, is that just the type of person that you are? Are you the type of person that says, "Hey, if I'm going to do something, I want all the information, I want all the knowledge"? I mean, talk to us a little bit about the idea of investing in yourself outside of the traditional ways, because you've obviously got a college education. You have to have that in order to do what you do. But what was it like for you to invest in yourself in kind of a non-conventional way, buying a course online? A lot of people call this sort of education scammy or not real. Or how do you view it as somebody who's young, recently in college, and obviously has a college education as well?
I think it was, I don't know. I was excited. I was like, why not? Like, because I feel like I needed to keep studying something.
Hmm.
And I was like, I saw the potential and what this could be and the success stories and watching Wake Up Legendary. And I was like, I was like, I don't want to have any regrets. And I feel like this is the type of thing that you do need to go all in for.
Hmm.
So I did, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Well, cool. What's been the education experience like here versus what you did in college?
Um, I think this was a little easier, but but different hard. It was a different hard, I guess is what I should say, because you're really, for me, and you don't obviously, like, you don't have to do this, like, show your face or anything, but for me, really putting yourself out there, um, was of course a little struggle at first, which I feel like everybody kind of says, is that you're like, "Ugh, like, what am I doing?" But
Hmm.
I think that was a little hard. And then I remember time management and staying up until 12 trying to hook up all my systems and real discipline and really trying to like make it work. There was no question that this wasn't going to work. Like this was going to work. So,
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
Michelle says, "OMG, I'm in Echo Tech too. Good morning."
Oh, good morning.
Lisa said,
Yeah.
"What did all in look like?" And then she followed up and said, "In terms of schedule." So you just mentioned that you were
Oh,
up until like midnight at first.
yep.
Talk to us about what it was like at first in terms of, how you were spending your time, either going through the education, getting things set up, and has that changed now? Has that lessened now, and have you gotten a different handle on your schedule and time management now that you've sort of found your groove, I guess, a little bit more?
Yes. So all in when I first started was getting through the whole course, um, reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, really loved that. And then, I mean, asking questions. And when I would work my 8 hour shift, I'd come home, well, go to the gym, come home, make dinner, and then stay up and work on it.
Mm,
So it was a lot of work in the beginning, but now it's changed into more of the content making and more of that, which is a lot easier because I can just do, which I've just recently have done, is I went down to kind of like part-time now for
mm,
work so that I can do my job because I still love it,
mm,
because I enjoy it. And then also doing a full day committed to basically like, the business. So
mm.
I can do all of my videos and do everything that I need or work on some more products and then answer questions and emails and stuff throughout the week. But
Mm.
so I guess it's changed from it. The workload's a lot less now than it was in the beginning because it's so new, You're like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? And
Mhm.
then yeah, so it's better now. So all in was basically learning about everything, and I had a lot of pitfalls in the beginning with TikTok and why am I not getting the views and what's happening. And I listened to your one playlist in the morning on the way to work, and it's so true on some of the stuff you say because it's like if I would have quit when I really thought that this was just not going to work, like I would have not been able to see like what it could have done for me.
Are you talking about what playlist? Are you talking about the
Um,
$1 million mindset
yes.
audio?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a
So
$1 million mindset audio, isn't it?
it is. It's yes. It's helped. It's like, but
She's talking about something that comes with the blueprints as a bonus. It's just an audio that we call the $1 million mindset audio, and it's been, talked about quite a bit on this show, and yeah, it's really helpful. So a lot of echo techs here.
there
On
is.
Yeah, or at least
Oh,
another
that's so
one
fun.
I saw. Oh
We
yeah,
unite.
Allison, so fun. Echo tech here
Oh.
too from Go Megan. Um, Carolyn says, "What's an echo tech?"
I know
uh,
it's.
Joey says, "Where do you get your energy from?" I mean,
I just
besides,
had coffee, but I just nervousness, coffee, um, a little bit of everything. I don't know. I mean, you always have to find the good in things. You can't just it's a mindset. I mean, don't get me wrong, like you can sit there and really try to pick apart everything, but you really have to find the good stuff.
and you're also being pulled by your goals, right? I mean, what you
Yes.
want, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, you
Hmm.
have a pretty clear vision of what you're trying to accomplish here. You just
Yep.
said it at the beginning of the show,
Yep.
and you want to uh, you want to spend more time at home, you want to have more time freedom, you want to be able to take your money, invest in real estate, which is something
Yep.
that your husband also does. He's involved in real estate.
Yep.
You love what you do, you love your job, but you sort of also can see that, hey, I might want more. I
Yep.
might want more money, I might want more time, and it
Hmm.
sounds like some of those goals are already manifesting. If I heard that correctly, you're
Hmm.
already have gone from full time down to part time as a
Hmm.
result of being able to, I would assume, supplement some of your job,
Yep.
9 to 5 income with this business. Is that
Hmm.
right?
Yep.
Good for you.
I
Good for you.
know. I'm so
Yeah,
happy.
really, really happy for you. So, talk to us a little bit about content creation. And, we
Ooh.
titled this show Instagram, basically, your Megan's Instagram secrets. She's going to spill the Instagram secrets on everybody's head. What have you learned since first of all, give us the timeline of when you started and
Yes.
just tell us so we can sort of understand. And also, was there any periods of like procrastination or like sitting on the sidelines? Give us the full scope before we get into that of just what the timeline has looked like.
Okay. So I jumped into the 15-day challenge, I think, or sometime in April, maybe the end of April of this year. And so I dove right into it and did the business calls, bought the blueprints. It took me a little bit longer than the 15 days because of life, which I feel like is, normal. And then I got my systems up and running. I started with TikTok, was still reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Started to make my first video on Instagram and got like a little bit of some views, and then got banned from TikTok. That was fun. The algorithms are interesting. And what else did I do? I got 2 TikToks banned. Was almost going to give up because I just didn't understand really what was going on. I made friendships on the way through the Blueprints group. And so then I have Sarah, and me and her have stayed up late contemplating content ideas and helping each other with our little sets up and everything. And that was motivational, thank God. So it's good to have somebody that you can, you're not alone. And then I made my first sale, I think about a month in. And then I made my first big sale maybe 2 months in, or maybe within that month. Kind of happened a little quick. And then, I don't know.
So you started the challenge when again?
April, like middle of April this year.
Okay. Yep. Was there any, talk to us just briefly about, before we get into what you've learned about the various platforms, TikTok, Instagram, why you prefer Instagram, etc. Was there any periods of procrastination and or limiting beliefs around, can I do this? Do I want to do this? Can I do this? Talk to us about, was there any time in which you sort of look back and maybe wish that you had gotten started either faster, differently, sooner, etc.?
I wish that I would have done this sooner. I wish I would have seen this maybe like even a year ago to like really get like a head start on it. There was a lot of times where I just wasn't getting any views, and I was like, what am I doing? Like, this isn't gonna work. Like, maybe it's working for other people, but it's just not for me. Like, do I have the time? My husband was a little iffy. He was like, well, sure, go for it. And I was like, okay. And then I got my first big commission, and then he changed. But like, it was a lot of like finding your own motivation, even though, because you're the only one that can push yourself to like get through those, because everybody else is just kind of like, meh, you're just doing kind of, what is this? You're an influencer now? Like, what are you doing? This isn't really going to do too much. You got to be like, super fancy and whatever. And I was like, oh, maybe they're right. Like, maybe this won't work. And I was like, I'm gonna just keep doing it. We're just gonna see. And then it almost turned into a science experiment, because I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? Let me just keep going. It'll be fine. And then there was some points where technology, because I'm not great at technology, trying to set up stuff, I was like, maybe this really isn't gonna work because I don't really know what I'm doing. So the technology portion still can be a little rough.
Sure.
For me.
So really, it's been more you having to really learn to listen to yourself and tune out the noise of other people's opinions and comments, even hubby's. I mean, as much as you love and adore him, and he's the most important person in your world and all the things, he also was a little bit skeptical, and you had to push through that sort of judgment and or, as you called it, iffiness from him. What has it been like, and what has it taught you about listening to yourself, trusting your intuition, and building belief and confidence through taking action and following through with things. What has this process taught you in terms of just what you're capable of, and that you can accomplish great things when you actually follow through with them, and that you're wise enough to know what is best for you, and if at a certain time you decide that something's no longer a good idea, that you could stop. But that hasn't been the case so far.
Mm-mm. Nope. I don't know. I mean, it feels really nice. It gives you a confidence boost and you really learn a lot about yourself, I feel like. And like, I don't know, I just never would have expected like me to be able to do this. So I'm very happy that
Mm.
I was able to push through, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. And proud of yourself. Has this built
Mhm.
self-esteem and confidence within you?
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Very cool. All right, well, let's talk about the platforms. I mean, you've mentioned TikTok a little bit, that you've had issues, banned accounts, etc. We've talked about this so much on the show,
I
and
bet.
kind of why that is right now.
Mhm.
TikTok really came out of the gate really hot and strong, and now they have so much attention that anything that is out of the box sort of content, whether it be making money online, whether it be crypto, whether it be um, whether it be anything that's just unconventional sort of thinking or content, is getting flagged. People's accounts are getting shut down. It's always important to diversify and have multiple streams of traffic. Forget
Mhm.
about multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of traffic will protect your main stream of income and give you a chance to have multiple streams of income on the back end. But tell us still, what did you learn through your process here of working on these different platforms? What do you now know that you wish you knew when you started, and why do you like Instagram so much?
Um, I wish that like I guess it definitely wasn't easy. Like if people say that this is easy, like it's definitely not easy. Like it takes, work. Um, but I wish maybe I don't know. Using the apps. So everybody thinks, oh, just keep creating content, but actually using what that app has, like Instagram, they like remixing, use the stories, use the polls. So I feel like those different apps like Facebook and everything, they want you to actually use it like how they have, or like use the polls and everything, and like
Mhm.
going live and stuff. And I feel like it likes that. So maybe it would push out more of your stuff because you're using it, I guess is how I'm saying it, I guess. Um, I wish I would have changed my like what I was thinking of, instead of like, oh, just keep pushing out content and just doing the same stuff, but actually using stories and like hearts and all that kind of stuff.
Mm. Nice. So are you all in with Instagram right now? Or are you still posting on TikTok? I believe you also gave us a TikTok link. So kind of what is your content strategy? Are you posting exclusively on Instagram and then kind of repurposing that onto TikTok and other platforms? Are you on Facebook at all? Talk to us just about kind of your overall strategy.
Yep. So I do all of my videos on Instagram, and then I save those videos with my audio, but I don't add the trending audio on Instagram so that I can use Facebook's trending and TikTok's trending audio, but I still have my voice. So,
Mm,
but I use Instagram's like wording and everything just because I like it. And I'll repurpose it on different ones. Facebook has been very nice to me. That was the first one that did really good with my videos. And then once I started using remixed versions and commenting on stuff on Instagram, it blew up. It did like 86 point something K. It was crazy. And then like 10K. So it really liked the remixing.
on what platform was that? Sorry, I was getting your Facebook handle here so we can share
Hmm.
that as well. What was that what was that on?
Oh,
The re
Instagram
Okay.
for the remix. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're actually so explain a little bit more about what
Mm-hmm.
remixing is for people who
Oh,
don't understand
mhm.
what that is.
Yep. So it's basically a video that's on Instagram. So if it was just my face here and I'm like, hey guys, like I'm talking about this and everything. And then you can go down to like the little corner and then you would click on the more option and then it'll show up like a little remix. And then if
Mm.
you click on the little remix, my little head from the video that's going on here, I'll be like, hey, what's going on? I'll be able to go down here and I'll be able to be like, like what is, if Dave's up there and I'm like, okay. Like, and that's all I do. I'll just sit there. I'll be like, this is very interesting. Like, I like what Dave is saying, and then it posts on your social media. So it's really
Yeah.
nice.
And that was what the hell is that called on TikTok? It's called something different on TikTok.
See, I don't think I've used it on TikTok.
Yeah, it's called duets. It's called
Oh,
duets,
mm-hmm.
right? Isn't it
And then
called
it'll
duet?
kind of look like this, how me and Dave are almost.
Right. It'll be
Mhm.
side by side. The
Yep.
remix will basically give you kind of a
Yep.
corner to where
Mm-hmm.
the video that you're and it's sort of a reaction video,
Mm-hmm.
right? The remixing is sort of a reaction video.
Mm-hmm.
And what's crazy about the internet is that the majority of you all in terms of your content, you're probably overthinking it and probably doing too much. I had
True.
a buddy who his name's Lucid Rob, so you can go and look at his YouTube channel. Okay, he's up to I think 7 or 10,000 subscribers within like the first month or two on YouTube, and all he is doing is literally just taking videos from TikTok, weird videos, videos that get a lot of views, and he's cutting them together and sitting and reacting to them. Meaning that he's literally just doing exactly what you just described.
Yep.
He's essentially remixing, duetting, whatever. But he's just like, as the video's playing, he's going,
Yeah. It's like, oh, like,
yeah, like the facial expressions. For some reason, and this has always been a popular type of content on the internet, they've always been called reaction videos on YouTube. And that's
Mhm.
where they originally started, was on YouTube. People reacting to new music videos, people reacting to um, various things that happened out there in life that were captured on video. You're just sitting there, you upload that piece of content, and down in the corner or whatever, you
Mhm.
just and you can do that on most softwares like ScreenFlow or iMovie. That can be very easily edited in to where you have just a little corner of the video and then
Mhm.
you react, just exactly what Instagram is now allowing you to do with just a couple of quick clicks of the button.
Yeah.
Cherokee, that gentleman's name is Lucid Rob, the guy that I just referenced. And I'm telling you, so many of you, I love that you brought this remix thing up in this sort of
Mhm.
reaction thing, because it's such a, and now we want to, if we want to personalize it a little bit and make the content a little bit more powerful, we do want to add our 2 cents in at either the beginning or the end. So talk to us from your perspective. How do you make a remix or a reaction video where you're reacting and playing somebody else's content in your video? How do you personalize that and make it your own?
Um, by pointing, and then I don't do too much, but I'll do. Yours sounded way better because I just point. I know that's so bad. That's some good ideas, Dave. That's some good ideas.
Facial expressions like
Yeah, yeah, literally. No, that's all I do. And then I'll do like a caption so that they can read it. But that's a good
simple,
idea. So I might.
simple.
Mhm. So that's true. That's true. So so
Keep it.
funny.
And you know what? Again, I can even overcomplicate it because I've been in the
Mhm.
game for so long, and again, the reason why this cat Lucid Rob's channel is doing so well on YouTube is just, and I hate to say it like this, but I just don't know how else to say it. His content really is. It's not. I mean, it really is kind of dumb. You know what I mean? Like, and
Mhm.
he knows it too. It's not like they're breaking down
Right.
world problems and world challenges. It's literally
Okay.
mostly just conspiracy theories, like aliens are coming to the Earth, or we just found an alien, or things about ancient Rome or whatever, as that's been a
I'd
trending
watch
topic lately.
it.
Is honestly, people like to go and watch content
Mhm.
that's entertaining. And
Yep.
that's why in the blueprints we call edutainment, because in your content, you want it to be either educational, entertaining, both,
Mhm.
but at the very least, entertaining content is always a winner.
Mhm.
And if people can sit there and watch your video and react and be entertained by your reactions, oftentimes they will stay glued
Mhm.
because they're having a good time, because they're enjoying your facial
Yeah.
expressions. Um, so thank you so much for bringing up the
Mhm.
remixing on Instagram, and that can be done on any platform. It may just be called something different. What else are you doing? What else is working for you? What else would you suggest or coach yourself on if you were just getting started about,
Mhm.
how really to make the most out of your marketing content, and also how to turn those clicks and those views into leads and into sales?
Ooh, there's two good ones. Consistency. You just to keep like basically, I don't know, keep going, keep posting. Sometimes I just tested this, I think last week. I posted a video or early this week where I didn't use a trending audio and I got like 100 views, and then I did a trending audio because I still had the video saved and I got over 1,000. So definitely use. I wish that I would have used the trending audios on every platform. I think
Hmm.
it pushes it out more. And what else?
Yeah, you
Mm.
mentioned that a moment ago in terms of actually when you create a piece of content on
Mhm.
Instagram, you're downloading that piece of content onto
Yep.
your phone
Mhm.
before you add the audio to it.
Yes.
And
Yep.
there is a little button on Instagram and on every platform that
Yes, I
before
got.
you post it,
Mhm.
you can actually, and it's usually the little three dots at the top of the
Mhm.
screen. You
Yep.
can post that and it'll say save, and it'll
Mhm.
ask you if you want to save that video to your phone. And so
Mhm.
what you're saying is before you add trending
Yep.
audio on Instagram, you download that video without the trending audio,
Yep.
because when you upload it onto TikTok and or Facebook, you're going
Mhm.
to then upload it and choose a trending sound from that
Mhm.
particular platform. And you feel that that's helped you by choosing that platform's trending audio versus using the audio from a different platform. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes. Yep. That is true.
Okay.
And when people message you or if they comment on that they're interested, to go ahead and like heart and then message them and then go back to the comment and comment like I messaged you, and to send a voice message. I think that is very nice that I've gotten more reaction to. I've had people like, oh my gosh, you're a real person. Like I just wanted to make sure. So I think it makes it more personable. So
Mm.
definitely the talk comments. I really like that.
Yeah, you've mentioned two things that have come up here from a lot of successful marketers on the show, which is one, being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Two, using voice messages when you're
Mm-hmm.
responding to people. So, like, particularly in the direct messages, so
Mm-hmm.
people can hear and see that you're a real person. Let's go back to thing number one. From
Mm-hmm.
your perspective,
Mm-hmm.
from your experience, why do you feel being consistent is important? Why do you feel it's crucial? Why do you feel like it's one of the most important ingredients of your success?
Because I think it every time somebody sees you, I think it like kind of it taps them. They're like, oh, okay, there's Megan, and like, oh, there's Megan. Even if that video doesn't get a lot of views, it doesn't matter. You just need a couple people. So I think I had to switch my mindset from, oh, I need a lot of views, but you don't have to get a lot of views for a lot of sales. So it's more of just the constant tap. Oh, there's Megan. Tap. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Maybe I should like check out her stuff. And then same with the emails to keep the emails going on
Mm,
autopilot. So I think it just helps more. It
mm,
makes them see you more. And then for some reason, I'm always scared that if I don't stay consistent, that their For You page on any platform is going to start pushing out other people, and maybe then if they're more consistent, maybe then they would get it. So I feel like I just want to keep being able to push out my stuff.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple of really important things there.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is staying in front of people, just
Mm-hmm.
staying relevant in the forefront of their minds.
Yep.
People, ever heard of a phrase, folks, called "out of sight, out of mind"?
Mm-hmm.
Really, really applies in marketing. I mean, a lot of times people buy things simply because it was put in front of them, and in
Mm-hmm.
that particular moment, they thought, man, this is a good idea. And, I've seen this girl on here a few times before. And the more that you see somebody, I can't explain why this happens, but the more you tend to they grow. Well, here's another old quote. Ever heard the quote, they're growing on me?
Oh,
They're
yes.
growing on me, right? What that
Mm-hmm.
means is that over time, the more you see somebody, the
Mm-hmm.
more you like them for some
Mm-hmm.
reason. The more you trust them, just
Mm-hmm.
because you see them, they become reliable. They become a consistent part of your daily routine. It's one of the powers of this show. We've been doing the show for over 810 episodes, and we're here every day. 10 a.m. Eastern time. My face every day, got a hat, got a black shirt, same background. I do that for a reason, because that every time that pops up, every time you get that text message, every time you see me, every time you hear my voice, every time you see this show pop up in the same format, it's like, wow, okay, I'm at home.
Mm-hmm.
This feels familiar. It's the same reason why television shows have a set and a theme in a format, is because you sit down and you actually come to know what to expect, and you find comfort in
Mm-hmm.
that familiarity. I really like that. The second point I also love that you made, which was training the algorithm on a specific
Mm-hmm.
platform to trust that they can push out your content, because you're going to continue to push
Mm-hmm.
out more content. That they're not just going to push out your content and take up valuable for you space on somebody's timeline,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden you're going to just disappear and stop
Mm-hmm.
posting. So there's a part of earning the algorithm's trust and letting these platforms know that, hey, I'm here. You can rely on me to continue to post engaging,
Mm-hmm.
entertaining, valuable content if you push out my content here right now today. I love that you brought that up. I
Mm-hmm.
really do. Um, what else have you learned about content creation? How have you gotten more comfortable on camera? I mean, you said that was a little awkward for you at first. Do you have
Mm-hmm.
any tips about becoming more comfortable on camera? Do you have any things that you've done in terms of practice, or in terms of just how you set up or hold your camera, or anything else that's made it easier for you to do it more regularly with less criticism of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and actually just get more comfortable pressing post?
Mm-hmm. So one was where like you're like, okay, I have to always look perfect. When you first start, you're like, all right, I can't look bad. I have to always have my makeup done, and I have to put on, cute clothes and stuff. And then I think I saw somebody else say this. I don't know where. This was a long time ago, but it's like you almost want to be real. Like, just you don't even have to have any makeup on. I mean, half of my videos like a while ago, I don't even
Look
have
at
any
me.
makeup on
I mean, I
because
gave up on looking cute and wearing makeup a long
it's
time ago.
it's so I feel like it's more relatable because then they're like, oh, she's just a regular person. Like, she's not gonna, like, because I feel like sometimes it's weird. You want to be able to connect with somebody. And so I feel like some of the videos where I'm just like, meh, like, I don't really have too much going on. And they're like, okay, she is a regular person. Like, she's just, she's just, I don't know, like normal.
Yeah.
So I feel like don't put too much pressure, because for somebody that watches your video, they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, like she is a normal person. Like, I feel like you just block the people that criticize you. That's what I do. If I see them, I think I've only ever had one person, and I just report them and block them. Um, so that's not a big deal to me, really. I haven't had many problems with that. But Yeah, so that was a big thing. And then lighting, some
Oh,
good lighting.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yes.
Talk about that. Say more about the lighting piece. What have you learned?
Yes.
What do you do?
Like by a window. So I got a window right over there. So
Okay.
windows, just install all the window. Just,
Yeah.
but windows are good. Um, and sometimes I don't know how to feel about this. I agree with it and I don't agree with it on mixed things. Some people say make a reel or make a video only when you're like when your energy is super high. So
Mm,
that it and I agree with that because it comes through. I feel like when you're talking to people, but also you're not going to be happy 100% of the time. And so yes, and so I disagree with it also.
thank
Because sometimes like even you can just make a simple video and you can have no makeup on and you just post it because somebody might it shows you're a real person. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Something
mean,
like that.
if I had to wait until I was happy and had perfect energy
Exact.
every time I did
Yes.
something, for God's sakes, I wouldn't do anything. I
Same.
wouldn't do
Same.
anything. You know,
Hmm.
I a lot of times ain't happy until I do something.
Yes. Hmm.
I ain't got. I mean, I come on to
Hmm.
Wake Up Legendary every day. I sort of drag my ass in here and sit down. And I've got coffee. I'm pumping in. I'm
Hmm.
mainlining in, and I'm just sitting here trying. But I'll tell you what. It ain't until I sit down on a conversation and actually have an inspiring conversation or start to
Yep.
get the old motor going here,
It is true.
that I
Hmm.
actually get warmed up and get excited
Yep.
for Christmas sakes. I mean, it's not, I don't pull up to the
Right.
desk each morning happy, joyous, energized, and free, going, I'm ready to rock. I
I
basically,
true.
I find a shirt on the floor somewhere and pick it up. And I say, this one looks like it doesn't have too many wrinkles, stinks like hell, but I'm going to throw it on. Grab a hat from somewhere, and and then by the time I'm done working, by the time I'm done creating, by the time I'm done, the
Mhm.
motor's warmed up.
Yep.
I got to dadgum calm myself down when I'm all done. So I
True.
tell you what. I mean, if I had to wait until I was happy, joyous, energized, and feeling free every time I created a piece of content, I'd be one
Yep.
broke son of a gun.
Yes. So I think that's a healthy balance is that like of course make content when you're super happy and stuff, but like don't like I feel like that could easily become a trap and you
Yeah.
could easily start being like, "Oh, I don't feel like it." And then you could just start to roll.
Trust your gut, not your
Yep.
feelings.
Yep.
There is a
Hmm.
difference. I can be, and all of you know that there's a difference in that. I mean,
Hmm.
there's really three different things that go on with us as human beings. There's our thoughts, there's our emotions, and then there's our gut.
Hmm.
And that's why you go over and you ask the girl out, or you lean in for the kiss, or you enter your credit card details into that checkout page and say, I'm going for it. Or you hit that video for the first time, even though you're scared, even though your thoughts and everybody else's thoughts are telling you that you're probably not going to succeed with this. Your gut says, go for it, you son of a gun. You only live once,
This is
right?
true. Hmm.
So, I mean, we really have to separate all of these dynamic elements of us as a human being and realize that our feelings are not always facts. It's just facts that we feel. It's also
Hmm.
facts that we think. Your brain is developed and, you know, it's a very complex computer, but it
Hmm.
actually creates roughly almost nearly 6,000 thoughts per day. Fact check me if you'd like. That's its job. That's its
Hmm.
job, is to think and come up with ideas and constantly be, coming up thinking, that's just what it does. And so if I'm following my thoughts, if I'm following my feelings, I'm going to be one broke, confused, stagnant person.
Hmm.
I have to have a routine that sets me up for success. That's why we do Wake Up Legendary every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time, because dadgum, if we didn't, I might not create a piece of content that day. I might get to, I might not feel like it. Oh, I didn't, Dave didn't feel like it today, so he didn't do an interview. You know, we have to schedule our success. Do you agree with
Mhm.
that?
Yes, 1,000%. I thought you were attacking a fly for a second. I thought.
I I was doing my Lou Piniella, I don't know if some of these old baseball coaches, where they're dirt on the umpire and they're yelling at him, but then they throw their
No,
hat
I
down.
know that. I was like, oh god. I was like, but yes, 1,000%, 1,000%.
Yeah, you gotta schedule your success, my friends. I mean, you can't just wait for it to come to you, and you also can't wait until you feel like it.
Mhm,
Well, I feel like it today. I think I'm gonna no, or I
mhm,
don't feel like it today. It's like,
mhm,
no, your feelings keep you broke, right?
mhm,
Your feelings keep you broke. Your feelings keep you depressed. Your feelings keep you, um, in a circle of self sabotage, in a cycle. We have
mhm,
to get outside of the way that we feel and train ourselves to think and feel differently through one thing and one thing only: actions.
mhm,
That is how I got clean from heroin 13 years ago. Was I acted myself into a new way of thinking. I did not sit there and say, in my little brain that got me into that problem in the first place, the brain that got me into the problem is not the brain that's going to get me out of it. I can't think myself out of addiction. I can't think myself out of poverty. I can't think myself out of a limiting financial belief system. I have to act myself into a new way of thinking through taking action, getting results, making money, and then now believing that I am and can be successful. I now can believe that I'm a money magnet because I'm attracting money into my life. A lot of us struggle with, well, how do I feel confident enough to start creating videos and posting on the internet? Well, you have to act yourself into that confidence. After you do it once or twice or three times, and
mhm,
actually you start to get a little bit of positive feedback, somebody says, wow, that was helpful, or you get some sort of validation,
mhm.
your confidence grows. And has it been surprising to you, Megan, the way that people have responded to you? Ironically, which is
Mhm.
oftentimes different than the way our friends and family respond to us, which
Yeah.
is fine. They know us, and it's hard for them to see us in a different light sometimes. But
Mhm.
have you been surprised by the influence and authority and how you have become somebody that people listen to, that respect, that people take your suggestions and your recommendations and actually follow through and spend their hard-earned money based on the
Mhm.
things that you're talking about and referring them to? Are you Has that grown your confidence? How has that changed you in terms of actually building and growing an audience of your own?
It has. It it just the confidence it's grown a lot from that because at first everybody's doubting you and everybody's like meh, like like we talked about earlier. Um, and then once it starts working, and then people, it's really nice to have people be able to be like, oh, she's the regular person, like, um, she sounds normal. I had one person reach out to me and he was like, for some reason, he's like, I've seen some other stuff like on here and I just never really felt it. But he was like, you just, something about you still working like your 9 to 5 and you were able to do this really connected with me. And I sat back and I was like, wow. I was like, the stuff that you don't even realize that people like take from your content sometimes. And I'm like, oh, that's really awesome. And some people just connect with that and it just boosts your confidence. And then the awkward part was finding like your coworkers who find out about you. And then you're like, and then but then they're like, oh, okay, like this is kind of interesting, like this is cool, like, and I don't know, it's a confident boost, especially from the husband, because that was fun to watch that evolve.
Yeah.
So that was nice. But
And
yeah,
what was the number one way in which you won over his confidence in you doing this?
the results. He's a very analytical human being. He's like, he does cybersecurity. And so I've mentioned this to like other people I've talked to, is that like I get it. Like I know everybody's so skeptical about it. Like I was in the same boat with it. And my husband's a cybersecurity analyst, so he was like even more like, I don't know. And then once the results started coming, he was like, "Oh, okay, this is pretty good. Maybe this is,
Quiet in the house. Wifey's
I know,
filming a video, okay?
I know, for
All the
real.
dogs and everything. Neighbors. Hey, guys, mowed his lawn. Hey, can I get you to keep it down over there? My wife's over here filming a bit. I know
I
I said it might be a scam last week, but can I get you to keep it down, okay?
It's
Because
so
we're making
true.
money over here.
For real. No, it's funny that you say that because like when I first made my first video, he was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "It's weird seeing your videos." And then like I recently, like I think like Sunday or whatever, I made all my stuff for this week and he was like, "Oh, here, let me close the door." And he was like, "No, go out there, you're fine." And so because I go out there, if you see my videos, I have this same little wreath out there, and he'll close the bedroom door and he'll play his video games. He's like, "No, no, no, go ahead. Like it's all right." And
Can I bring you anything, dear?
no,
I'll go ask the neighbor to keep his lawnmower and his blower down noise to a minimum right now for you.
no,
If you need
no,
me to.
it's so funny, but no, it's sweet. It's, but it's funny. It's funny. No, but yes.
What advice would you give to yourself if you were just getting started today, knowing everything that you know now after been doing this for nearly 6 months?
Mhm. Um,
Or 4 months or kind of whatever it's been, I guess somewhere in that range.
yeah. A piece of advice for when I like first started, like just bought the course and everything.
Yeah, just what
I
would you tell
think,
yourself that you needed to hear that now you do, and you knew that you needed to specifically hear that, and you could have gone back and sat next to yourself and given yourself that piece of advice?
oh, this is gonna sound so fun. That it'll work out. It'll be okay. And I know
Mm,
that's probably something that doesn't really, it's not anything super big or anything big advice, but I think when you're first starting out, you have so much going on and you have so many doubts and everything. But
mm.
that would have been my advice if I could just like, go back to me and be like, "All right, Megan," and be like, just, you'll be fine. Just keep going. It's fine. Like,
Mm.
I don't know. I know
Yeah.
that's not very extravagant or anything, but
No, it's just like Alex says, love your humble advice.
Mhm.
I mean, it's kind of reminding yourself, hey, you're safe, you got
Mhm.
this, you can do this. Just have some fun with it
Mhm.
and enjoy the journey, right? That's kind of what I took away from that simple,
Mhm.
humble advice that you would give yourself when you start.
Mhm. Yep.
Very
And to
cool.
always be kind to yourself because you're your biggest supporter, and everybody who's hard on themselves, just like you said, your brain just keeps going. And so then you start to kind of really beat yourself up. But there was one good motivational thing that I think I had in my content a while ago is that speak to yourself like you're your own best friend, like, or that, I would never say the things that sometimes I think about to one of my best friends. Like, why would you, like, you sit there like, "Oh, you're stupid. Like, why can't you do this one simple thing?" It'd be like, "No, no, no, no. Like, hey, calm down. Like, let's see what we can do." And like, jump on the support 101, which is my favorite. And so that, like it'll be okay. Like you just got to talk to yourself like you're your own best friend. Like
Yeah,
don't beat yourself up too much.
I love that. That's
Mhm.
so sweet. It's so true. And if
Mhm.
anybody talked to us the way that we talk to ourselves,
Mhm.
we would beat them up. I
Yeah.
mean, we would not, if anybody talked to our best friend the way that we talk to
Mhm.
ourselves, we would absolutely beat them up.
Mhm.
And so I love that. That's so beautiful, such
Mhm.
simple, powerful advice. By the way, you just mentioned Support 101. That's one of
Mhm.
the two daily, not weekly,
Mhm.
not monthly, like you see out here so often, daily coaching calls that we
Mhm.
do here in Legendary for our Blueprint students.
Mhm.
Um, and I actually just came off of Decade in a Day here before Wake Up Legendary. We had 1,001 people on that workshop this morning. And all of our Blueprint students can go on that workshop anytime that you want. We do it every other week. And every time we do a Decade in a Day workshop, we're trying to take a decade's worth of our experience and download it into your brains in one day. We do our best. And each and every decade in a day workshop, we find a different product and we enter into a different niche and show you how to set everything up, how to get started marketing. And we reveal all of the, I think, well over 20 niches that we have various business plans in already written and created for you. And it's just I'm glad that you mentioned the support 101 because it's a really, really powerful, bonus or element to our coaching. Now, a lot of you say, how do you, like Sarah, how do you get started when you can't afford the blueprints? And well, you do whatever you have to do. You become a part of our community. You listen to, there's 810 Wake Up Legendary episodes here that you can listen to. I mean, the value that we give away here for free is a lot more than what other gurus and goblins out here on the internet charge for. But I also want to remind everybody that we have a very, very integrity-driven value system around our education and our very few courses that we sell. If you see most internet gurus, every week or every month they're selling a new course. They've got a new thing that they're into. There's something new for you to buy. And here at Legendary, we have an appetizer and we have the main course. Our appetizer is the 15-day challenge. It gives you an opportunity to come in and sort of dip your toe and see if this is right for you. And we don't introduce the blueprints until halfway through the challenge. So you have a couple of days that you can actually really warm up and see if this is for you. And then we present the blueprints as an option for you to have more accountability, more coaching, and actually a more detailed blueprint for how to do the core 4 business models. And you get lifetime updates to that program, meaning that anytime we do something new, anytime that we roll out new education, for example, we're going to be updating the digital products blueprint at before the end of the year. That update is going to blow everybody away. I mean, it is going to absolutely blow you away. And we're not going to sell that. We're going to just give it away for free to everybody who already owns that blueprint. So instead, again, this is perspective about this is. It's important for us to understand that perspective is everything, especially in entrepreneurship, that you can always look at something as if it's a hurdle or the glass is half empty. But in reality, what we're doing here, and one of the reasons why we are the 30th fastest growing privately held company in America, education company in America, per Inc. 5000, is because of the way in which we're sort of revolutionizing the selling and delivering of online marketing education. And it really, really is a huge opportunity, even if you can't afford the blueprints. I would also encourage you to stop saying that you can't afford things. That is a limiting belief. You may not have the resourcefulness to find or get the money, but it's not really that you can't afford it. You just are not resourceful enough to get the money to afford the things that you want to afford. There is trillions of dollars in this world. There is endless ways to make money. There are countless things in your home you could sell. There are endless opportunities. If you wanted to work for that money, you could go and you could work. There's endless jobs right now that are hiring. That we just can't put enough workers in these restaurant jobs and these various, hospitality jobs. Just so as you go through our challenge, we begin to start to challenge some of your limiting beliefs around money. And what I invite you to do today, for those of you who are saying things out loud, like I can't afford that, that really is training your brain to be poor. Because you're not only saying it to yourself, but you're also saying it to other people out loud that you can't afford something that's only a couple of $1,000s. And really, instead, what I challenge you to replace that language with is, I'm working on being resourceful enough to find the money. I'm being resourceful and I'm working on finding the money to invest in myself because I'm worth it. And that's not just to buy something here, friends. I mean, we're we'll sell $60 million of our education here this year. Whether you buy one of our courses, whether you buy our blueprints or not, it's not going to change the quality of our life, my life. I'm going to still live the same life that I've lived, whether you buy or not. And it's just, that's the way it is. But it's just, if here's a valuable thing that you're getting for free, not to mention this whole hour-long interview plus 810 other interviews for free, but just me sitting here challenging you about something that is really a taboo topic. It's like, talking about affording things, pushing back and doing carefrontation, not confrontation, not talking down to people, not shaming people, but trying to give people tools and thought processes in ways in which we can change our language to more empower ourselves to actually get the things that we want, instead of declaring to the world why we can't have the things that we want and then going and complaining about it. Thought I'd just rant about that, and hopefully that was valuable to everybody. Any final thoughts from you about the mindset of money and how yours has changed through this process, Megan?
I think anything is possible. I really do. That's one thing, is that if you put your mind to it's possible. It's true.
Very, very
That's
true. Well,
it.
hey, my best to you, your wonderful cybersecurity husband, who is clearly wonderfully supportive to you, and you absolutely deserve it. You're a wonderful example of keeping things simple, of being consistent, of turning, being resourceful. I mean, as a young woman who has clearly put in a lot of work to be able to have the career that you already have, and now to want more, to want something different, to have new and bigger and different goals, is inspiring. And for you to come and share what your experience has been like with all of us, so vulnerably, so honestly, so just so clearly, as well as all the nuggets and tips that you left us with today, is just super, super grateful for everything, Megan. So thank you. Stay legendary, my dear friend. I'm glad that you had a chance to come on. You've been
Yes.
great. You deserved it. You earned it. And I can't wait to have you back.
Oh, thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Megan. Stay legendary, my friend.
Bye, Dave. Bye, guys.
See you. All right, my friends. You can find Megan over at Money Skills _ with Megs. And that's Megs plural with an S at the end. She's over on Instagram at Money Skills _ with Megs. She's also got a TikTok, and that's Money Skills with Meg. Okay, just not plural. Money Skills with Meg. Straight words, straight letters, no underscore. And then over on Facebook, she is also, you can search Money Skills with Megs. She's plural over there, S at the end. Money Skills with Megs. I just looked at her Facebook. She is doing quite well and has some traction over there. Has over 10,000 people following on her Facebook. But is really dropped some wonderful, simple, tactical, practical knowledge and tips on us this morning. And I'm so grateful for that. My friends, Cherokee says, where are we listed on the Inc. 5000? Well, if you Google Inc. 5000 2023 Legendary Marketer, you'll probably come across it. Let me just do that for you right here. Inc. 5000 2023 Legendary Marketer. Well, our blog post came up, but yeah, you'll find quite a few articles, and you'll also find the link to the Inc. 5000 list. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and drop. Oh, here. Hold on a second. This is a blog post that we put out recently about it. I'll drop that in the comments. That's a blog post from our site. Hey, Ricardo's on the show. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, my man. Yeah, so it's we are out here doing our thing, making the list for the for the second year in a row, which is really exciting and really cool. And we are really excited about that. I'll just show you how to navigate this. I'll share my screen with you all here real quick. Let's see here. So let me share my screen. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so if you go to inc.com/inc5000/2023, we are in the education space. So if you come over here and you pick education, or you just type in our name. You can also find us like that. All right, so here we are, Legendary Marketer. So we are in the education space here. We were number 534 this year in terms of our status or our ranking, I believe. But anyways, here's all of the information here right on Inc. 5000. And so you can get all of the information right over there and go and look everything up for yourself and read all about it. There's also a couple of other cool articles and stuff on us that were published. I thought this one was a cool one. I found this the other day. This is published by PR Web. I'll go ahead and post this in the comments as well over here on the show. I thought it was a really, really good article somebody wrote about us. So check it out and read all about it, share, and we're just honored to be able to have this sort of recognition to legitimize what we're doing here, which is a little bit unconventional and different than most education companies out there, right? I mean, education has always been pretty much done at the university level. And if you're not getting a degree and getting that piece of paper and spending 4 years and tens of thousands of dollars in order to get that degree, it's not something that's legitimate. And I would put our success stories, I would put the results that our students are getting here up against any university in the country. I don't know any other CEO or dean of any education company that interviews one of their students every single weekday, nor even has remotely close to interviewed over 800 of their students like we have here at Legendary. And you all make that possible by having the same drive, determination, and dreams that we have here at Legendary for you to take action on our content. So I really appreciate all of you for being just as wild and crazy as I am, as we are here at Legendary. And let's stay that way, okay? Because that is how Diane, that's how we all continue to grow. Diane says, the fact that Megan's husband is a cybersecurity business and supports Legendary proves it's not spam scam. And, that is a very kind comment, but whether Megan's husband, who's a cybersecurity analyst, believes or supports us or not is irrelevant. What we're doing is so much bigger than one person's opinion at this point. And the most important thing for you to believe and learn is that what you're doing is valuable and purposeful, not what we're doing. This is not an MLM. I mean, this is not something that you are going to enroll and are going to be forced to sell our products and programs. People become affiliates of Legendary because they want to, because they had a great experience with our program. But, we teach people how to take these skill sets, these core 4 business models, and take them into a variety of different niches and a variety of different products. And really the truth of the matter is knowing these skills and having these skills is really something that if you don't develop them now, I really feel bad for where you're going to be in a couple of years in terms of just being able to navigate the internet. The excuse of I'm not technically savvy is no longer a legitimate excuse that anybody cares to hear. You either got it or you don't. And age doesn't matter. It does not matter. It is your quality of life that you're affecting by not possessing these skills. So make a commitment, whether you learn these skills here at Legendary or whether you learn them somewhere else. That doesn't matter to me. I'm happy to continue to do these free Wake Up Legendary shows for anybody who wants to watch. And of course, our curriculum is being gone through and consumed by tens of thousands of people every month. So I just hope and pray that each one of you learns these skills either here or somewhere, because they are no longer optional. They're necessary. With that being said, my friends, stay legendary. Have a fantastic Friday, a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday for another episode. Get out of here. Peace. Love you all. Thanks.